it's you that I think about every time when I get alone. And it's you that I call on my FaceTime when I need something real. Oh yeah. I work the night shift till late in the PM. I'm California dreaming.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So before I get started with this video, I would just like to say thank you for all the love and the comments I received on my weight gain video. It was really hard for me to post just because I personally do not feel comfortable at this weight, and I'm not saying that I'm overweight or I'm fat. A lot of people would feel comfortable at the weight that I'm at now, but I personally do not, and it was a big thing for me to show you guys. So thank you so much for all the support that you all gave me, and it just means so much to know that I help a lot of you, and you know, you can relate to me, because that's all I really want from this channel, is to help other people, show people that everyone goes through these sorts of phases every now and again. So that's a massive thank you for that, and if you haven't already checked out the video, I will link it in the description box below, and you can go and check out my weight gain video and my honest physique update. So let's get started with my video. So again, before I start, I would just like to say that this is my personal opinion on bikini bodybuilding, and I know a lot of girls who compete all the time, full time, and they look absolutely amazing, they do amazing, they make it part of their lifestyle, you know, they don't seem to suffer with many side effects or many consequences, and I take my hat off to them, because unfortunately that was not me, and this is why I'm doing a video. So again, it is my personal opinion. I can't speak for everyone. I know I can speak for a lot of girls, because over Instagram and things like that, I've had a lot of messages from girls saying they can relate to me 100%. But yeah, it's my opinion, and it is not everyone who competes. So if you're a competitor and you're watching this and you're thinking, what the fuck is she on about? And you're thinking, that is not how I feel about competing, then that's absolutely fine, because I know some girls, like I said, get on really well with it, but I just did not. So as always, I'm super honest, and I just wanted to be honest with you guys and tell you, prep and competing and after the show made me the worst version of myself that I have ever been. Everything happens for a reason, and I think it's made me grow as a person so much more. It's made me realise what I want to do with my life. I took the time out. I took the time feeling anxious, feeling shit about myself. I was in such a bad place before Christmas. I literally cried every night for for fucking weeks. Like, I honestly didn't think that I would get out of that place. I just couldn't believe I'd got myself to such a bad place. Like I've said before, a setback is a comeback, and my comeback is now, and it just made me realise that I want to help people, and all I want is to help people feel confident in their own skin, love themselves, you know, help women. If you take anything away from this video, it's that you don't have to compete or be a bikini athlete to fit into the fitness world, and you don't have to compete to prove other people that you're fitspo or that you're like a fitness model, and you don't have to compete to gain a sponsorship or gain loads of followers on Instagram, because honestly it is so far away from normality, and all people want to see from you is yourself, and that is what will gain you sponsorships, that is what will gain you followers, is just being a genuine and honest person. And I'm very glad I competed, because it's got me where I am today. I feel mentally stronger than ever. I'll start with why I actually wanted to compete. So I wanted to compete because obviously training is something that I was into / I still am into. For me, it was more of a mental thing that I wanted to do. I've been through a lot in my life when it comes to what's the word that I'm looking for? When it comes to like people knocking my confidence, people not believing in me, people trying to put me down, you know, I have been through it all. I have literally been to hell and back with it. And I just wanted to prove to myself that I could do something that was so out of my comfort zone and, you know, hard. It is very, very hard to step on that stage in front of millions, thousands, hundreds of people, and getting in the best shape of your life is not an easy ride, and I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it. So the main reason that I wanted to compete was just to mentally show myself that I am strong. I can put myself through anything if I really, really want to do it. And I did it, you know, I've done it now. That is my goal, and that's all I wanted. The first few weeks were difficult just because obviously it was getting into a new routine. Had to make sure that my food was constantly prepped, and I had to get used to my cardio routine. You know, I couldn't be missing weight sessions, I couldn't be missing cardio sessions. But once I got into the swing of things, I found it really quite simple and easy. The food didn't bother me. You know, I didn't have many cheat meals, and I had to go out with friends and sit and watch them eat like cheap food. I had to go to weddings, parties, and it still did not bother me, the food. Like, yes, I was hungry, but I knew what I wanted, and I knew that if I just ate something that I shouldn't eat, it would not be worth the feeling that I would get from cheating on myself. It was pretty steady away between sort of 12 to 6 weeks out, really. Well, 12 to 4 weeks out, I'd say. And then it got pretty difficult. You know, you start to lose your mind a little bit. There is such thing as prep brain, and I heard people talk about it, and I heard things get said about it, and it honestly is a thing. Like, you forget things, you forget where you're going, you forget what you're doing. Brain just doesn't function as fast. Like, just things like pulling out of a junction in the car, like I would misjudge and I'd nearly crash my car about 5 times at least. If I dropped something, it would make me really angry. If I spilt something, it would make me super angry. Like, obviously it starts to affect your mind. I once read something that said one of the biggest things that affects your mind is lack of food. So to me, that just shows that prep brain is actually just a lack of food, and your brain isn't functioning properly because you're not feeding it enough for the calories that you're burning. So I still ate 1,400 calories a week out of my show, which is quite a lot compared to some girls. I know a lot of girls literally get put on like 1,000 calories on the training days, which is just absolutely extreme. Like, it is just ridiculous. I was quite lucky. I still had a lot of calories for a bikini competitor, but then obviously the cardio and the weight training that I was doing does not at all make that low calories really okay. I'd say it was healthily done, but deep down I don't think anything about bikini competing when you get to those last few weeks is healthy. Like, I lost my periods, they didn't come back for till about 5 months after my show. I didn't start ovulating again till about 2 months ago, so that's like 8 months. No, I didn't start ovulating again till about 4 weeks ago, so that's like 8 months after my show. You know, I'm not saying that everyone is on low calories and doing loads of cardio. Everyone's body is different. Last few weeks of prep is pretty extreme. I was doing 130... No, that's wrong. I was doing about 90 minutes of cardio a day. I was doing weight sessions with about 10 to 15 minutes of HIIT. The last 2 weeks, I'd say, were fucking horrible. I'm not gonna lie, they were awful. I had no energy whatsoever. The food did not even bother me. Like, I hadn't had a cheat meal for 7 weeks. I didn't give a shit. I was absolutely exhausted. Like, my brain didn't work properly because we now know that it's lack of food. Absolutely exhausted. Luckily, I slept. A lot of girls apparently, and a lot of bodybuilders get insomnia. Luckily, I did not suffer from that. but it was so hard to get up on a morning, you know, doing the cardio. I don't even think really the last 2 weeks of cardio will have even done anything, because I honestly walked like a friggin' snail. My legs would not even carry me. My weight sessions, after every set, I was rolling on the floor because I was just so knackered. I couldn't even sit up. I couldn't see straight. You know, I had to take the last week off work, which I recommend for a lot of people. You don't have to get up as early as you normally would, and get your cardio in. You know, you can get up at your own pace, you can eat your meals a little bit closer together, and you can obviously just rest. Once the day came for my competition, I honestly just could not believe that it had finally arrived, and all of a sudden the hard work that I'd done just seemed a million miles away. The tears that I'd cried, the anger that I'd displayed, like everything just seemed like it was so far away from that day. So when I got up on stage, I honestly just felt so proud. Like I had made it, I'd got up there and I'd done it. That, like, literally, as soon as I walked out and saw the crowd, I just felt an overwhelming sense of proudness, and I just thought, right, this is my time. Show them what you've got, show the confidence. And honestly, I did absolutely love my time on stage. I felt elated, and I obviously came second, which is really good, even though there was only 8 of us in my category. You know, I was up against 7 gorgeous girls. And I got my trophy. I was so proud of this trophy. I literally wanted to take it everywhere with me. I took it to my mum and dad's house the day after. I took it to Josh's mum's house, Josh's nan's house. Like, I'd never ever had a physical trophy. I had loads of medals, loads of certificates, but a trophy is something that I never had. And even to this day now, even though I feel so proud of myself for getting up there and doing the show. Really enjoyed being on stage, and when I was up there and when I'd got off, I just thought, God, I can't wait to do this again, you know. But unfortunately I had no idea what it had in store for me, like after prep. After my show, the weeks after, I became a severe binge eater, and I mean severe. It's something I've never ever done before, ever. I've never really, don't get me wrong, we obviously have cheat meals and we'd eat as much as we can in one night, because obviously you know, you've deprived yourself of those foods, and I don't see any problem with a cheat meal. But it was every single night. I could not get myself out of it. I felt sick. Like, when I have a cheat meal, as soon as I hit the point of feeling ill, and I can stop myself eating. But after my show, I just could not control that need for food. And it was bad food. It wasn't good food. I was binging on bad food. Chocolate, cookies, crisps, donuts, toast, like, oh, you name it, I friggin' ate it. And some nights I would be so embarrassed at what I was doing, I would make, like, Josh go in the shower and I would just go into the cupboard and eat more, and I was eating in private basically, because I knew it wasn't right. Now I'm finally getting myself back on track. I 100% believe it's because I deprived myself of those foods. Now, not everyone who competes is a binge eater. They can go straight back into eating normally, but I believe for myself that mentally it destroyed me, because I was so used to saying no for different food at different like events, weddings, parties. I had to be like, no, can't have it, no, can't have it, no, can't eat that, no, can't eat this. And then as soon as I was allowed it, and I didn't have to say no anymore, it was like I was honestly convincing myself that I should have it and that I needed it. And I don't even think I really wanted it, I just thought that I should have it. I'm getting myself back on track. See that that is 100% the reason, because like the weekend just gone, I didn't feel the need to have a cheat meal because I had the option of whether I could have one or not. That was absolutely fine for me. We were meant to go to cinema and it was full, so we ended up getting donuts instead because it's like a 40-minute drive, and I was like, do you know what? I'm not coming all this way without anything. So I went into Krispy Kreme and I got 3 donuts. And I ate those donuts, and then I had new Halo Top ice cream. We had a tub each, and I only ate half a tub because I got halfway through and I thought, do you know what? I don't want any more of this. Whereas after my prep, I would have eaten that. I would have eaten the whole tub even if I didn't want it. I would have told myself that I should have had it because I could finally have it. I would have eaten more. I would have gone to the cupboards and got more stuff out. And this is why I believe that my binge eating came from being so restricted and then not needing to be restricted anymore, because it was just two completely opposite lifestyles. I was very restricted, couldn't have anything that was sort of a treat, and then all of a sudden there was no need for me to be dieting anymore, no goal in sight, and I convinced myself that because I'd said no for so long, that my body deserved it and my mind deserved it. And I think that is my only explanation as to why, because I do not know why else I went through a binge eating phase, because I'm out of it now. And I honestly believe if I competed again, I would do exactly the same. I never ever ever want to restrict myself that much again. I personally do not think it's healthy. That is not how life should be lived. As easy as it was to go to events and say no, when I look back I still think, well, you know what, you do only live once. And I know chasing your goals and chasing your dreams is a big thing, and if that is your goal in life, to be like a top competitor, my personal goals is to live life to the fullest, and I just feel like competing zapped the life out of me. You know, I lost my personality for a bit, I lost my sense of humour, I took everything to heart. I mean, I still do now, but it was like so much worse than it is now. I literally took everything to heart. I cried at everything. Yeah, obviously after prep, after my show, things started to go downhill rapidly. I lost my periods in weeks out, and they didn't come back till about 6 months after my show. So that is nearly 8-9 months without a period. And again, I thought if I compete again, I might lose my periods for 2 years. And I want children one day, and I just don't think that it's worth it. I have to look at the bigger picture, and the bigger picture for me is that I want a family one day, and I just want to enjoy life. Standing up on that stage, as amazing as it feels, is just not worth that for me. I suffered from lack of confidence / obviously I gained weight after my show, which is perfectly normal, but I personally could not deal with it because you are so lean. Like, honestly, you are friggin' tiny. You are probably gonna be, when you are on that stage, you've got no water in your body. Well, obviously you do, but hardly any. You are the leanest that you'll ever be. I just used to look down. Sometimes I'd feel not fat, obviously, but sometimes I think, God, I'm not that lean. And other times I look down and I'd think, oh my God, where has my waist gone? So my waist got down to 23 inches, and right now it's probably about 29. So yeah, I obviously gained weight. We all gain weight. It's perfectly normal. But again, personally for me, it was such a huge difference, and it just knocked my confidence so much. Obviously, it didn't help because I binged it, so I gained weight quite rapidly. Especially around like my midsection, and I just feel like it completely destroyed my like the way I look at my body. So when I was bulking before I started my prep, I was probably at the weight that I'm at now, and I felt absolutely fine about myself. I knew I'd gained weight, but I didn't really care that much. You know, I knew that it had to be done. I felt confident, I felt sexy, and right now I feel vile. Like, if you've watched my other video, then you'll know. And I've just got no confidence in my body image whatsoever. And again, I think that that is from being so stage lean to now having extra body fat. And I think it's just the whole bulking, cutting, like it's too much for me to take on. And then I lost my motivation. So I had no reason to be getting up and doing cardio anymore. I had no reason to actually go to the gym, and I think because I absolutely worked my ass off before prep, I then had sort of a love-hate relationship with the gym. Like, it obviously becomes quite a chore because you know you have to be there. It's not that you want to be there or it makes you feel good. When you are that close, it does not make you feel good going to the gym. It makes you feel exhausted. So again, this love-hate relationship with the gym, so I lost all my motivation. You know, I didn't really care about the gym anymore. I've got quite a list going here. No confidence, no motivation, hated my body image, absolutely ripped myself to shreds, like no self-worth, nothing. I just felt like I had completely lost myself, and that is where I'm going with this. Like, I honestly just lost myself competing. So the real question here is, will you ever compete again? And my answer is no. I will not compete ever again. Not in this lifetime that I feel I'm in right now. I will not at all. I just do not think that it's worth it. You are compared to other people. You are banished for things that might not be perfect. You absolutely run yourself into the ground. You know, you create a sort of a false body image in your head because you once are so lean and then all of a sudden you're not, because it is not maintainable to be that lean. If you're watching this video and you've never competed before, I really don't want to put you off, because everyone has their own goals, and like I've said, you know, a lot of girls don't suffer like I did, but I know a lot of girls do suffer like I did. You might not suffer like me, you might not go through anything that I went through, you are a completely different person to who I am, but it's just sort of just a realistic insight. You really have to ask yourself, why are you competing? Like, are you doing it to gain more followers? If you are, don't compete. Are you doing it to gain sponsorships? If you are, don't compete. Are you doing it to prove to other people that you can do something? If you are, don't compete. Doing it for yourself and it's a goal you've had for ages and you want to prove to yourself that you can do something, then 100% go for it. But I'm just saying that it comes with a price for a lot of girls, and unfortunately I was one of those. Paid my price now, and sort of 7-8 months later I'm only starting to get my life back on track. I'm looking forward to maintaining a healthy body, going to the gym because I want to, going to the gym because I love it and because it makes me feel good, having rest days because I feel like I need them, you know, doing cardio because I think, oh yeah, I want to get outside, I want to get moving, having a cheat meal because I want a cheat meal, having a week where I want to eat whatever I want, having 3 weeks where I just want to eat healthy all week because I want to do it and I want to do things that make me feel good and make me feel confident within my body and just makes me the best version of me. That is my honest opinion of competing. So pros are, you step on stage and feel amazing and feel proud of what you've done. But the cons for me were binge eating, lack of motivation, loss of periods, loss of personality, awful self-belief, awful self-confidence, hating my body image, anxiety, feeling like I'm worthless because I've gone from being super organised and super routine to not really having to do anything with my life. Yeah, that is my video. So I'm sorry if any of it offended you, any girls who compete and are watching this thinking she is fucking bullshitting, I'm not. We obviously just have two completely different views on bodybuilding. Everyone is allowed their own opinion and everyone has their own view, but I am 100% sure that I speak for a lot of girls out there, and I know for a fact that I am not the only girl who has suffered with the consequences of competing. So thank you for watching my video. Please give it a thumbs up. Please comment below, subscribe to my channel, and if you'd like to see anything more from me, then please send me an email via this little one here, or follow me on Instagram and Twitter and send me a DM, and I would be happy to speak to you about anything to do with competing or fitness, or please just let me know anything that you would like to see from me. So thanks for watching me babble on, and I'll see you in the next video.